And Lauren, so the onsets, you were about to go into that, Robert. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Sure, sure. So Lauren Bateman, TVS certified instructor in Boston, wants us to maybe suggest that we go over the onsets. She knows what they are, but so first of all, what does onset mean? Maybe it's something some of you have heard about. Onset just means the start, just means the beginning. Okay, and if the beginning is good, if the beginning has proper pitch, proper embouchure, proper larynx positioning, we talked a little bit about that today, proper vowels, and other elements inside what I call the onset package. If the onset is good, then the training or the singing that follows will be good. All right? On the other hand, if the onset is bad, hang on, let me give you a good onset. This is a good onset, or better than average, we hope. All right? This is a bad onset. Okay? If the onset's bad, then the training or the singing that follows will inherit the problems that are in the bad onset. So here at the Vocalist Studio in the 4 Pillars of Singing, we make a big deal about onsets, or how you start notes. And specifically, we've designed 8 onsets. There's more than 8, arguably, but just try to keep the book underneath 600 pages. 8 is enough to just, I do need to get a life at some point. 8 is enough, really, to handle just about any training challenge you might have. Now, already today, we've talked about 2 onsets that are my personal favorite. That is the dampen and release onset and the attack and release onset. The dampen and release onset, among other things, is first and foremost characterized by the fact that it starts with plosive consonants. All right? And attack and release onsets, or glottal attacks, start with vowels. Now, if it sounds like to understand onsets better is to understand some fundamentals about phonetics, consonants, and vowels, then you're getting it. To understand the nature of plosive consonants, nasals, H, vowels, is to understand your onsets. So that might sound a bit geeky. Stay with me one more point. Until you realize that, we'll ask a question. Where in music when we're singing do we see a lot of phonetics? Where do we see a lot of consonants and vowels in the art form of singing? Where does that appear? Anybody have an answer on the chat? Antonio, the attack is one of the 8 onsets. It's not synonymous with the term onset. Everywhere, yes. Rock music, no. In all music, it's in speech too. No, guys. Rock music, no. Rap. I mean, and it's in rock music. It's in rap.
Oh, we lost it.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Come on, guys. I'm going to ask you again. I want to challenge you because I'm in teacher mode. I'm going to ask you again. When we're singing any style of music, could be classical, could be rap, could be metal, anything. Where do we see a big collection of vowels and consonants? Where do we see that? There you go. In the lyrics. In the lyrics. It's inside the lyrics that we see onsets. So, if you train these 8 specialized onsets in the 4 Pillars of Singing, and you get to know them, you practice them, you understand the features, advantages, and benefits. They're kind of like Marvel superheroes in a way. They kind of, each one does different things for you. But if you train that, get good at it, like I do, my students, my coaches, I think Draven's worked with it too, he's a student of it, then what happens is then when you go to sing and you look at your lyrics, you see poetry that needs to be interpreted, that's equally important, but also you see onsets popping off the page. And that's going to help you sing better. It's going to help give you more intel, more intelligence on how to get through a hard part.
Yep.
So
you start to even see the different vowel placements and stuff just because it says one thing on the page. It's not necessarily how you sing it.
Yeah.
What's
written on the lyric page is a language typically called English. Could be other languages too. Maybe it's Italian, but we'll just use English for the moment. Is English. But what we have to do as singers is see the phonetics of a speaking language and translate them into another set of phonetics and language called singing that has more exotic vowels.
It's like
and
a totally
even
accent. Oh.
Yeah. So you have to teach your articulators. That's part of the training experience, and the challenge of becoming a good singer is the articulators, through repetition and motor skills, have to learn how to sing, the lyric, Jack and Jill went up the hill, needs to learn how to sing it on a G sharp or on a B flat on high notes, not speak it on a lower frequency. The higher we go in frequency, generally speaking, the more complex these things tend to be and the more work we have to do. I hope that answers your questions. Is that helpful, you guys? What do we have here? Onsets, precisely.
Is it how you start a note? It's kind of. I mean, it's how you start a phrase, how you start a sound. It's how you start a phonation.
Yeah.
So whether that's...
Draven just gave you 8 onsets right there in speech.
Yeah.